Hello everybody, and welcome to my testing. This thing is going to be all about asking questions. You can ask any questions that you wish, and I am new to this, so I don't know how many people are actually going to watch it, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I test this to see how well it's working and see if people actually do like it, because I know that it's going to be recorded. People will be able to watch it afterwards. So I'm kind of excited about this. So I have it kind of opened. I don't even know if the audio is working and if you guys can hear me until people start coming into the room. Hi, I'm Mel, and I have greyhairlady.com, and the premise of my greyhairlady.com is that I am a 64-year-old woman who's going to be traveling around with my dog Kai. Let me see if I can bring up a picture of Kai. There's Kai. He's going to be driving around with me, you know, woo-woo, and we're going to be traveling the country. So I'm really looking forward to him and I getting down to like Key West or to, you know, Arizona or back to Los Angeles. But what I want to do with this is today I want to open this up for an open forum. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. I do have the chat room open up. I will be able to see some of it, and I'll be able to see exactly what you're asking. Oops, there we go. And I think that we might enjoy this. Might be a little bit of fun because I'm doing a testing to see if this actually works. But so how did I start to decide to take an RV and travel around the country? What I decided to do was several years ago, I closed my business down, and I really didn't know what to do with myself. So what I did, I started looking for an RV. I got this ballsy idea, literally ballsy idea, to be able to travel and to do things and kind of not have a home, just kind of basically wing it. And I've always lived in California for the last 30-some years, and I lived in Michigan for 29 of those years. So I always had a home, I always had a place to go, and I decided that it was time that I pack things up, put them in storage, and just have an adventure. So last year, I put everything in storage and flew home to Michigan and helped take care of my 93-year-old dad who passed away in November. But it was like I have to say it was one of the most amazing 10 weeks that I've ever spent in my life. Getting to know my dad, getting to know him better, getting to spend that quality time that I had with him. And we do have some people that are watching. Thank you. Welcome. And I don't know how well this is working. If you could type in the chat if you can hear me and if the audio is good. On my side, it says I'm dropping some frames because I'm trying a whole different program. I'm trying a program that I'm really broadcasting on first, and then it is going over to Facebook. So we're going to see if this works. So this is a testing, but I'm going to do an open forum. So if you have any questions at all, you can ask me anything that you wish. And I do understand that on Facebook, it takes a little bit of time for your friends to start watching. So I'm just going to rattle on, because I'm pretty good at that. I'm very, very good at just rattling on and talking about nothing at all. So if you have any questions, please chime in the chat room and ask me a question. I'll be talking about my trip. I'll be talking about the trips that I'm going to be taking. I'll be talking about this character. Yes, this character, Kai, which is my dog. Where I got Kai I was in Arizona, broken down in Quartzsite, and an American Indian medicine man said he had a puppy for me. And I says, I don't want a puppy. I really don't want a puppy. And he beat his hand on my chest and says, I have a puppy for you. And so then basically, he brought it the next day. I looked at him. He was kind of pressuring me to take this little cute little puppy, wherever he is, that cute little puppy. And then finally I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So I took him, and he was only 3 months old, and now he's 8. So he'll be running around the house. You'll hear him. You'll hear him making noises, eating his food, barking, doing crazy, crazy things, because we're getting into the late afternoon where puppies start going a little mad and a little crazy. So if you're in here and if you can hear me, can you please type in the chat room that you can hear me? because I turned off my sound here because I didn't want you to have a double sound going like hello, 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 because it will do that. It will do that when you're broadcasting. And so I decided to travel around the country. Hello, Sal. Hello, nice to see you, cuz. Can you hear me, Sal? So it's very nice to see you. And there is a delay in here, so if I don't get to your questions, but please feel free to open up and ask any questions that you wish. It would be awesome. Hi, Anna, welcome. Nice to see you. So this is going to be an open forum, so you guys can ask me anything you wish, except I will probably not talk about politics because I think we're burned out. I think we're extremely burned out of politics. I won't talk about religion because I respect all religions. But what I'll do is I will talk about other things that that you might have some questions of. So I'm just going through and just people are starting to come in. So this is nice. And there is quite a delay from my program to broadcasting. And if you see this, please type in how's the audio and how is the video. I would love to know the answer to that question. So like I said, I put everything in storage last year, came out to help with my dad. And I was here for 7 weeks, and then I came back for another 3.5 weeks in November. But I came out in July, had a fabulous time with my father. He was awesome. And then we had to put him into the hospital and then into a full-time home care. And so I flew back to California, went up to San Francisco, and saw my amazing friend. My cousin Sal says, "You always look so beautiful." Thank you. And Jill, hello Jill. And Jill said the audio and the video is great. Fucking A. Yes. I'm so glad. Let me get rid of the dog picture behind me. And so I went to San Francisco and I spent some time with my friend, and we had an amazing time, her and I, and we got to see some, we got to go and spend some time at the beach. It was absolutely freaking amazing with my friend Heather. And then I flew back to California, and then I flew to Mesa, Arizona, to my friend Gift and her husband Peter, and we had a great time. They took me camping. I camped in a tent. I hated the fucking, I swear like a truck driver. I swear like a truck driver completely. So basically, I hated the tent. Hated it. Absolutely hated sleeping in the tent. I hated getting up in the middle of the night and doing the things that you normally do when you get up in the middle of the night at my age of 64. And I said, I won't do this in a tent. I won't do that. I'm going to get an RV. So I searched around for an RV and I couldn't find one. And then I flew back to Michigan because my father went into hospice. And then I flew, after my father passed away, I flew back to California and then went back to Arizona and found an RV. And it was this 1986 or 87 RV that needed so much work on it. And being the tip, I don't want to stereotype. I do not want to stereotype, but being the typical woman, I basically fixed up the inside. I didn't screw around with the outside. I did not do the outside, and I did not touch the engine whatsoever. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made in my entire life. So, I'm looking at Anne. She has, I'm looking to see what she says here. Glamping is more her speed. Yes, I agree, Anna. I have to have luxury. I have to be able to be in a place where I can take a shower, where I can use a toilet, where I can cook, where I can do all of these things. I have to be able to do this because I think it's really important. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. People have written a lot of things. So let's scroll back up and see what else is being typed in there. But I'm ready to answer any questions. And remember, there is a delay, so I will get to them as you're watching this. And oh, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I love it, seeing the love, the little love thing that goes boom, 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 boom. But so I found an RV, and it failed. I got to Quartzsite, Arizona, where I got the dog Kai, and I had found out that the mice ate my wires, and that I was running on 20-year tires. You know, the thing that I learned is this: is that when you have tires and they look good on the outside, they may not necessarily be good on the inside, especially if they're 20 years old. So, Sal just asked me if the motorhome was running okay. Yeah, it's running okay after our trip from California all the way to Michigan. My daughter, who accompanied me, it was pretty awesome, her driving out with me. We had a great time. Basically, we broke down 5 days in a row. Yes, 5 days in a row. And we were really shocked that we couldn't fix it. We didn't know what was wrong. It's a whole long story. I did make a video of it, and I made a video on, you know, greyhairlady.com, so you can see what I wrote on it. And Anna asked me, is there a book you're writing of this journey? Probably. Right now I'm working on the website and trying to write about what we went through, the amazing trip that we went through. My daughter and I, you know, my daughter is amazing. And my daughter is amazing because of the fact that she is pretty level-headed, very smart, very kind. And when she works on something, she gets it done. You know, and nothing stops her. She's fearless, absolutely fearless. So every time it broke down, she found out all of the mechanics, she found out all the tow places, and she found out where all the Walmarts. I got to spend tremendous amount of time. Hi, Michael. I see Michael from high school. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in the room. But so she got to do all of this work and all of this stuff and helping me get from LA to Michigan. And then we put a new alternator in it, and it worked perfect. And I haven't really been driving around in Michigan with it because I have it stored, and I will be leaving probably in the middle of November, early December. Got to get away from the snow, and then I'll travel down to Key West, and then over to the south of, you know, the water area through Texas and down. I don't know where it's called, Galveston or Galveston. So we're driving down there, and we know how big Texas is. It's going to take me years to get through Texas. And then I'll go up to Quartzsite again, spend some time with all of the snowbirds, and then head back over to Los Angeles, and then spend, you know, a lot of the summer months there in Los Angeles, and then go up to Oregon, and spend, don't you love that, Oregon, and spend a lot of time with my friends in Oregon, and basically then drive back to Michigan. So I'm looking forward to all of this. So it's pretty inspiring to be out of Los Angeles. It has been an amazing, interesting experience. What I've learned is that I really need to be out in the country. And that's what happened when I took the very first tent trip. And so when I took that very first tent trip, I realized that is my video freezing on your half? I don't know. It's kind of freezing over here. I may be running things too much, but I'd love to be able to pop that the chat out of there and just, you know, see the chatting instead of having my video running here. So maybe I could stop my video. I don't think you can. So this is all new. I'm just testing. So I'm opening up to any questions that you wish. I don't know if we're having any problems with it. RA says hello. Moon Shadows, thank you. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to my crazy testing. But what I learned about getting out of a big city, that there are so many amazing, kind people in the world. I was shocked at how many people that were so tender and so caring and absolutely compassionate. Breaking down 5 times on our way here. It took us 7 days to get from Los Angeles to Michigan. But breaking down 7 times, and the kindness overflowed from so many of the people that we met. And that's what's lacking in a lot of the big cities, is that kindness toward other people. And I love living in a big city. I love Los Angeles. And I love Michigan. Michigan, it's amazing. You know, St. Clair Shores is an amazing city. I'm getting used to it. I spend most of my time with my dog, you know, Kai, you know, the crazy Ty. But I'm learning that to be a little more quieter, to be a little more in that moment instead of the rush of a big city. Because I've been living in Los Angeles for 30-some years, and I've always been fast-moving, fast-paced, and just figuring out what I want to do with my life. And it's been an amazing process to be able to get out into the wilderness and to meet kind people. Anna said she sounds amazing. I'm glad that Walmart was, let's see if I can do this. Okay, was prevalent in people really doing RV from place to place. Mapping Walmart along the way is a thing of a bit of a lag, but she says it's not bad. So I have a little bit of a lag, and it might be because of how I'm doing it. RA says, so glad I popped into your show months ago. Yeah, I used to broadcast. My history is this. I did 12 years of live broadcasting on the internet. And I learned so much about streaming live video. Streaming live video it used to be very, very difficult, but now it's relatively easy. When I was doing it, you had to buy a service to be able to stream. You had to do all of your decoding. It was half of it, and everything was pixelated. It was so pixelated, and it was kind of a little nuts, to tell you the truth. And it took a lot of learning. I learned how to edit audio. I learned how to edit video. And I learned how to build websites. My first websites were absolutely the most ugliest thing. And I still don't think that I have actually learned how to make a pretty site. And my website, greyhairlady.com, was built by my daughter. She hated my website and says, Mom, you got to do something about it. And she was absolutely correct. So I did something about it. But I used to run 7 live TV shows a week on a certain network, which it's been closed down. And I didn't know what to do with myself, so I had all of this knowledge of how to, do streaming video. And I've written a book on it, but I have not published it yet. I'm still in the process of editing it and getting it down into, it's not a huge book. It's a very small little book, probably about 100 and some or 120 pages or whatever. But it's all about streaming live video made easy. So I've been, working on live streaming for a long time. So I wanted to see if I was going to be able to do this on the road. So it's going to be, I can do it on my iPhone, see my iPhone, I can do it on my iPhone, really well. But I wanted to see, I bought a new inexpensive laptop. My laptop broke apart here in Michigan, and I had no internet except my iPad and my iPhone. So I decided to see if I could actually broadcast. So I have internet here, but when I let me see, I don't think I have it here. I think I do. What I did is to broadcast live when I'm on the road, I bought a jetpack, and I'm going to be testing that also in the future. This will create internet for me. So I have another learning curve to learn. It's not only the learning curve of streaming and doing a good job. I mean, my shows were amazing. We had 5 cameras that were, you know, we had the wide shot, the close-up shots, the shots on the people we were interviewing. Then we had an overhead shot that we were able to do overhead shooting if we were going to be showing a demo or something. So I was able to do a switcher and to switch all the cameras. And this is when people really didn't know anything about this, not at all. Ann says, we know some great people. Yep. And RA says, awesome. You know, it is, you know, life is pretty amazing. When I was a child in 5th grade, my teacher, Miss Chairman, who I found out that got married, so one of my friends from high school, we had a conversation online, and she basically told my parents that I was incapable of learning, but then I would, very pretty little girl, and that I would meet a rich man and he would take care of me. Well, I've been married once. He wasn't rich, and I have a wonderful daughter, and my daughter is amazing. So that was really the reason why I married my ex-husband, to conceive this absolutely amazing human being in this world. So all my life I've had that little thing where I'm dyslexic and I didn't think I could do things, but the school system was wrong. They were absolutely wrong. And what she said to my parents were untrue, because I have learned so much in this life. I am so capable. If you give me something that is creative, I can make a masterpiece out of it. If you ask me to spell, I don't do well. Oh, that's a rhyme. If you ask me to spell, I don't do well, but it's swell. Okay, I'm not good at poetry either. And Carlos says, come into the room. Good morning. He says, good morning. It must be morning at his time. So all of these things that I've gone through in my life have gotten me to this place today. And learning to deal with the things that you do well, and accepting that, and accepting the person that you are is so important to you. Loving thyself and loving who you are. It is such a magnificent feeling. It is amazing to be able to be a creative, kind, compassionate human being. I think compassion, it's, oh, Carlos, it's always morning. I like that. Reminds me of that song, Good Morning. You know, there's an old song from many, many, many moons ago that my mother used to sing. But getting back to compassion in life, I think that we need more kindness. We need more compassion. We need more understanding and forgiveness. We need to find places in our heart that is filled with joy and love and caring. And it's so important that that we teach ourselves to live a different sort of life. Anne says she's testing, but RV across the country. Yeah, I'm testing. Did somebody ask a question what I was doing? Yes, I'm testing Facebook Live. And I can't wait to see how this works. I can't wait to see if I've lost frames, see if it was all stuttering, to see if it was well. Because on my side, it is it's kind of pulling, because I have the player also open for Facebook, so I can see the questions. Because I think the questions, that interactive thing, is so important. It's so important to know who you're talking to, and it's so important to understand that when you see someone's question there, that it is it's a wonderful way to give you that ability to respond and to make them feel connected. We found that in the shows that I was running, those 7 live shows a week on the net. We found that when we had that interactive thing, we had people were calling in. I could see what people were saying in a chat room. And one time, which is a wonderful experience, a gentleman wrote something in one of the in the chat rooms, and I called him out and I said his name, and I repeated what he said, and this is what he wrote back. Oh my God, this is really real? You're really doing this live? Because remember, it was at a time when people were not doing this live. And I remember recording a radio show, and I had to go in and edit the whole show. I took out all the ums and the ahs and the and the and anything that didn't sound good, and I pieced it together, and I made this amazing show that was that sounded great. But when you're doing live, you can't do that. And when you're doing live, the internet is the devil. It definitely is. One day you'll be doing it'll be fabulous, and the next day everything will fall apart. So you have to have a little bit of patience is when you're doing that. And what's amazing is that I have such a delay in this that right now I am taking these glasses here and I'm looking at the screen. So there must be at least a minute delay. I think there is. I'm not sure, and more people have come into the room. So this is, ask me any questions you wish, and I would be glad to answer that. I won't do politics or religion, not today. I am burned out with politics, absolutely burned out. But there are other things we can talk about. Can we talk about sex? Yeah, I could answer sex questions. I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. Let's see, Carlos says, at the Apple store looking at a camera equipment. Oh, so he's at an Apple store. Well, show the guys that are sending you the thing. Well, what the camera that I'm using right now, it's not the camera that's on my computer. It is a Logitech 920, and it's a camera that I've had for a while. Oh, they said, Carlos says it's about a 30 and 40 second delay. Thank you. And Anna, is it? I think it's Anna. I don't want to say Anna, but I think it's Anna. I'm not sure. If I say it wrong, please don't get mad at me. Editing reel to reel, that's as far back as I go. Yes, I know. I learned how to edit audio, and I learned how to edit video. And I used to go back and edit all of my videos because we were not live at one time, and I had to edit them. And then to upload them to the website took forever. It would take me a day to just almost upload it. And also the rendering takes up so much time, and people don't realize I got to call, oh my God, it's the old days. Yeah. It's the old days. It's the old days when we had to edit it and render it and then upload it. And by the time you got done, you were exhausted. And when you were doing 7 live shows a week, it was impossible. My studio was at Melrose and La Brea in Los Angeles, and right by Pink's Hot Dog. So it was an awesome experience. I loved living there. I loved being there. And I loved being able to be in Hollywood and have a great time. But I loved my studio. It was on the 2nd floor above a construction company, and it had a huge ceiling. It was an arch ceiling that went up like this, and so it had this huge ceiling. So, you know, being the wacky person that I am, I decided that I was going to build a 3rd floor. So the first thing I had to do was to have somebody build a staircase going up. So I had a staircase built up, and then I expanded that 3rd floor, and I made it into a living area. I put in a bedroom, a little living room area, and the whole downstairs was nothing but the set. And we did a comedy show, and I probably had about 150 people inside on the 2nd floor watching a comedy show, and we did live. Anna says, I love your great California energy. Well, half of my life I was in Michigan, and the other little bit of half I was in Los Angeles. But I try to stay positive. I try to not worry about how I'm looking and not worry about anything. I just try to have fun in life. Because you want to know something? When you get above the age of 50, Okay, I got to say that because it's really important. And it has a lot to do with the name of my website, Gray Hair Lady. When I decided that I was going to make my hair gray again and let it go and not be blonde, I thought to myself, wow, this is a huge step for me. Being able to grow old gracefully with love of oneself, and not to worry about having to be always young, and understanding that that is the process of aging is what everyone's going to go through. I mean, the most beautiful women in the world, like Elizabeth Taylor, you know, watching her age and you know, being as elegant as she was, or some of the other women that I ran into, Lauren Bacall in Los Angeles, and at a little cafe right by where I used to live, and she was still absolutely beautiful. Oh, that is my phone, and I am not going to answer it. I'm going to put it down. It's like the iPhone hop. I know, and it won't stop now. Nope, it won't listen to me. It will stop. But Matthew! Hi, how are you? Oh my God, Matthew is there. Matthew is my friend Matthew. He is there, and so glad to see you. He's in California. He's a fabulous person that does a lot of bicycle, you know, trips along. And now you're going to hear my dog playing with the phone. See? Here you get the phone, you get the dog. Kai, come here. And come here, baby. Oh, he's now on a quiet place. Now you're going to hear him chewing. And for the people that just walked in, let me show you. Let me show you what this dog is. This is Kai. This is my puppy. Oh, now he's barking. So that's my puppy. And he's 8 months. Oh, there he goes. Oh. He's down at my feet. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh! Oh! This is Kai. Hi, Kai. Hi. What you doing? Oh, I love you too. Oh no, he wants to play. It's going to get crazy here. Yeah. Ah! Go on. What I'm going to do temporarily, I'm going to be right back, and how I'm going to be right back is I'm going to give you some pictures. I'm going to get him something to chew on. I know you can hear me walking through the house, opening things up. He's crazy! Over here, Kai. Voila! I'm back. Oh, funny. He is, he can be absolutely maddening at times, but he's awesome. Let me see what was written. Oh, I want to see what she wrote. Hold on a second, I just closed it out. Anna says, I have 2 books and brought on going gray and haven't taken the plunge. You know, it's really amazing when you decide to go gray. It was hysterical because of the fact that my sister has dark hair, and she's like quite a few years older than I am. And when I was in hospice with my father, people kept saying that I was the older one because I had gray hair, and they assumed, you know, but and it was really amazing. I bought her out of the house. My father left us both the house, and now I have the house in Michigan, and because I couldn't let go of my family home. I just could not let go of it. And the attorney that did all the papers, he kept hitting on me. It was absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. And he asked me if I had a boyfriend, and I said, no, I don't have a boyfriend. So, and, but I've never had, you know, never doing business dealings before and have the person that is handling all the stuff, you know, hit on me. That was absolutely crazy. But oh, Anna says beautiful photos. Thank you. Those photos were taken up in the San Francisco area when I went to go see my friend Heather. I have so many photographs that, I mean, I'm starting to post them on Melody Pepai at Pinterest, and I do a lot of editing after I do a photograph. I want them to bounce. I want them to pop. I want them to be absolutely incredible. And I have kind of a crazy way of looking at things. So some of them look a little bit almost like futuristic or cartoony or something, because I like that bouncy feel. But it's wonderful to be able to take photographs. I didn't know that I liked taking photographs as much as I do, because I've always done video. I haven't taken time and taken photographs, you know, through my life. I've always done video. So when I could not have the storage on my phone, I decided that I would start, you know, taking photographs. And so I have photographs of Crazy Horse, which is absolutely amazing. The Badlands coming out here from Los Angeles to Michigan. I have never seen anything so spectacular in my entire life as I have seen Badland. Ooh, not Badman, Badland. So I make mistakes. Anna says I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Yeah, and I also have Gray Hair Lady on what's that other one? What is it? Not Pinterest. Instagram. Instagram is the one with Melody Pepai. Pinterest is Melody Pepai and greyhairlady.com or greyhairlady. Yeah. So following your work on Pinterest. Yeah, the Pinterest. What I did is most of my stuff is, my beautiful photographs are on Instagram, and I have really mastered the art of taking a photograph and creating it and making it look a certain way, because I like I said, I also paint. I'm an artist, because even on my Facebook there is some of my artwork, and I've always been a creative person because I had to be a creative person, because remember, I don't spell. I'll tell you something though, this is really important. Ready? If Spellcheck was a man, I'd marry him. That's right. If he was a man, I would marry him, because there's a reason why. It's because I can't spell. In fact, when I was writing my book, I wrote a book, and I'm going to be taking it off the market, called The Erotic Diary of a Beverly Hills Woman. I'm going to be changing the name of it. I'm going to be adding 4 or 5 more stories to it. I've added 4 already. I'm working on the last story if I ever get to it. And I had to have my daughter come in and do a lot of the editing and correcting of the spelling, and then I had to hire somebody, you know, an actual editor, to come in and edit it. And I did not know that I could write. I did not know. I knew that I could tell stories, but I did not know that I could put it on paper. Because when you're told that you are unable to learn through your whole school experience, you know, from elementary, junior high to high school, you have a tendency to really doubt yourself. But the thing in life is that you have to really overcome all of the bad things that have happened to you, to let go. And the thing that I've learned is to stay in that moment right now. That moment is so important. It is the most important thing in your life, is to stay in this precious moment of life. Because the next second it will be gone. The next second you'll be into your future. So, closing the studio down, traveling like I'm doing, taught me to stay in the moment and not to worry about the past and the things that have been said and done, but to move on to this precious moment and not to take and think about your future. What about this? What about that? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Let that go. Staying in that moment and being grateful. I don't know if any of you have seen the 21-day gratitude challenge that I did, and I put it up on greyhairlady.com, and it's also up on YouTube, and I put it here on Facebook. That was a really difficult thing to do, and what I decided to do with that 21-day gratitude challenge was I didn't want it to be about me. So I wrote topics down of what I'm grateful for, like staying in the moment, like kindness, like love. So I found that that really worked for me, and it was something that I could share with other people and to inspire, because so many people have inspired me. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do in our life is to inspire other people in a positive way. Anna says Anna, there she goes again. I can't do it. Found the Instagram also. I have a whole board of Pinterest devoted to dyslexia. Wow. Wow. So you understand dyslexia. They didn't know what it was when I was in school. Matthew says, so true, my friend. Okay, there she goes. So true, my friend. You've been an inspiration. Well, so many people have inspired me in my life. So many friends, so many people that I have seen grow, that I have seen change their lives. So many people that have had so many heartaches and have overcome that. I try to spend my life, and Matthew knows this, in a positive vein. Because when I cross over into that negative part of life, it depresses me. It makes me feel lifeless. And it really hurts my soul. My soul is loving. My soul is kind. My soul is a place where it generates all this absolutely wonderful light. And I do believe that there are so many of us that are light workers, and we have to find our way to that place. We have to go through all of those negative experiences that we've ever processed in our entire life. The times when we are white-knuckling it, the times that we really can't function. We go through these experiences and these journeys to bring us to this place where we are at this moment in time. To push away the past, to not think about the future, to let go of all the things that we thought we were from other people telling us. I love to do something that has changed my life also is the I Ams. I don't know if any of you in there, in the room, or in the chat room knows about the I Am. Anna says, I saw your 21-day of gratitude work here. Thank you. That makes me want to cry. I did it out of love. Love for mankind and womankind, for the humankind of who we are. And since I don't have the 7 live shows that I'm doing, and also I have the house here that I'm redoing where I'm really in Michigan with very few friends, some friends from high school, which I'm so glad I connected with, and my younger brother and my family. I mean, I'm here. And I've had to do so much work in this house. I mean, lay down floors, paint walls, and doing all the things that a 64-year-old lady, they say, don't get on a ladder. Well, I've been up and down that ladder. I don't take no for an answer in my life when it concerns me. Yes, I can do this. But every morning I get up and I have my coffee, and I do the I ams. And what is the I ams? It's this. It's something that will change your life. It will change your energy. It will change the way you look at yourself. And how it is done, I basically close my eyes and I go, I am smart. I am loved. I am compassionate. I am an understanding, kind person. I am magnificent. I am not a person of a huge ego. I am generous. I am warm. I am a person that inspires myself and others to do these things, to live your life this way. It makes me want to shed my tears. Matthew, who's in the chat room, he knows a lot about me, and he knows the struggles I've gone through. And the last few years, I learned how to live out of a suitcase. I learned how to put everything you own into one little storage bin. I learned how to do without. But was I really doing without? I learned that there is so much kindness in this world. That there are people that will walk into your life that will show you a kindness that you never, ever, ever thought was out there. And thank you, Anna, for doing the dyslexia link. What I will do is when I get done with doing this, I will go on to the Pinterest group and I will join and share it. Thank you so much. But when you've overcome things in your life and you sit down and you're in that silent moment of who you really are, and when you connect with that soul being and that heart beating person, that light person that you are, it changes every aspect of your life. You no longer want. You need things. You need things like, a place to live. You need love in your life. You need a roof over your head, or like me, an RV, over my head. So you need things in your life. But the extra things of wanting, those are no longer important to me. It's not important anymore to want and want. And if I should find someone that I want to share, or that I need to share my life or want to share my life with, that person has to be extra special. They got to have a kindness that is the kindness of the heart. That's a great way to put it, the kindness of the heart. I've gotten out of the mental place of who I thought I was. And that's a huge step for me. And that negativity that we sometimes, I can't do this, I can't do that, or that person shouldn't have done that for me, that person is bad, or that, I don't understand why that person said that to me, shame on that person, they're so mean to me, and whoa, 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 whoa. I have become the willing victim. No longer. It doesn't matter what other people do, what matters is what you do. It doesn't matter that people tap you on your shoulder and say, wow, you're the most magnificent human being that I've ever met. That doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel about yourself. That's the most important thing in every aspect of your life. You have to love yourself first before you can love anyone else or anything. And I don't make commitments, and my friend Matthew knows I'm not very good at commitments. So this past year I have committed to an RV, I have committed to a puppy, I have committed to owning a home. I never thought that I was ever going to own a home, and at 64 years old I finally own a home. I have a roof over my head. But I'm still not going to give up that dream of traveling around the country. And what I'm going to be doing is, when I'm traveling around the country, is I'm going to do what I do best, what makes me happy. And that is interviewing interesting people. Yes, interesting people with fascinating stories. I want to know about you. I want to know how this world and the life experience has gotten you to the place where you're at. Those are the things that I want to learn. And I think it's really important for me to experience that. Because life is too short. And I do believe in past lives. I believe that everything that I do and every thought and everything that goes on in my body and in my mind is also a manifestation of all of the stuff that's imprinted in my DNA. My DNA is important of who I am and recognizing. I just put a post up on my Facebook, and I put a photograph, and I think I might have used the photograph that I used on the last slide, on the slides that I showed of the photographs today. And I put there I think it was to the north, to the south, to the east, and the west, to my ancestors. Because your ancestors of your DNA are very important. Like I said, I do believe in reincarnation. And I believe that when you die, your spirit does not die. Your soul does not die. You know, it is, our body is only our vehicle to experience life, to go on this journey of the education of our soul. And I've believed in this for 40-some years. I believed in the fact that my body just carries around my soul, and that's all it is. But it's my soul that matters. And I believe in keeping your soul bright and light and surrounded by love. And you give yourself that unconditional love. And I'm reading, and Anna says, good stuff, love hearing other people's story. Yes, it's the most important thing. Because I interviewed a man, I have not gotten this interview up on greyhairlady yet, who, I was in the McDonald's, and he had this cowboy hat on and very little teeth, wearing cowboy boots, and he comes and sits next to me because they had a place where I could recharge my cell phone. And he told me a story, and I said, can I videotape you? Because what he said to me was this. Ready? Now I'm going to imitate him. I'm not doing a negative thing. This is a positive thing. He says, you know, lady, when you're driving around the country on a cart with 4 mules, going 3 miles an hour, you really get to see the country. To me, it blew me away. Wow. We live such a fast-paced life. We're always moving. We're always doing something. And when he told me that story, and you can't really hear his story well because we're in a loud place. You could hear the people at McDonald's, and I can't wait to edit it, and I haven't been able to because I haven't had a computer on the road with me that was working that well. But now I have it stored, you know, here on my computer here, and I'm able to edit it and get it up there. But it was so amazing. But what I think is amazing is that I'm going to be able to interview these people live. People that have these great adventures in their life. I mean, the man who fixed my car in Quartzsite, I can't, another cowboy hat. He was so amazing. And the American Indian medicine man that I met, that I got my dog from, that would not let me photograph him or even videotape him because it was, he couldn't do it. And he calls me every week and asks me how the dog's doing. And, you know, it's a wonderful experience to meet all these awesome people. And the last place that we broke down on the 5th day, and we had our car, my RV fixed, and we sat in this place, and I can't even remember the name of it. It was in South Dakota, and they were putting a new alternator in, and the husband, who just had a heart attack and who was supposed to be bedridden, came in to be able to do something on our vehicle. And we sat down, my daughter and I, we had this amazing, amazing conversation. and the woman before who, if I'm sorry, I know her name, but it's not in my head right now, so I can't tell you. But she was working on the roads, on the freeways, you know, for the city, for a company that was doing this stuff in South Dakota, and she connected with my daughter about dogs, and her husband on a Sunday tried to look to see if they could fix my RV, and they couldn't. She left her work the next day and drove back to where we were parked and got our vehicle started for us and followed us to the mechanic. And I will forever be grateful. When I go through South Dakota again, I will look her up, and I will text her and tell her I'm on my way, because my daughter and I have her phone number. And that's what I'm talking about. If you're burned out in a city and you're tired and you don't know what to do with yourself, get in your car and travel. Get in your car and go see places and do things and get out to nature. It has made a huge difference in me. When I was in Arizona the first time, and I went camping, and it was absolutely wonderful, I built a medicine wheel. And my friend got a big kick out of me because I was wrapped up in a sharon sort of thing that was wrapped around me, and I had this funny hat on with these things because I didn't do the sun. And I was never so happy in my entire life. And then when I flew back for my hospice for my father, and then when I went back to Arizona, I was kind of changed. I was very sad for the loss of losing my father, and I could not connect with anyone or anybody. There was so much pain inside of me that I was not letting go. And burying someone that you love, that has always been kind to you, that has always loved you unconditionally, was, you know, the two people that have in my life that have loved me unconditionally was my daughter and my father. So losing him, it was very difficult for me to do. And I concentrated on buying an RV and getting the RV going so I could go on my journey, so I could go travel around the country. And then I had to come back to Michigan and deal with the house. And I've been here for months and months and months. And I'm looking forward to leaving again because I'm starting to get thirsty. I think it's a good way. Thirsty for that traveling. I started to really, it's like when you go out on your own, and I have not really been out on my own because I've traveled and I've had nothing but automobile, RV problems of it breaking down. So I'm going to be traveling from Michigan to Florida. My daughter may come and do this with me because she's so 100% behind me and so supportive of what I'm doing. But getting over that fear. One of the things that most people say to me is this: how can you do that? You're a woman. You're going to be by yourself. And I look at them and say, how could I not do it? How could I not open myself up to the experiences that I'm going to be going through? I believe in me. I believe I can do this. And I believe in everyone that's living on this earth. Every human can go out and have these adventures. Everyone can do it. You know, when Nike used to have that little ad, just do it, I believe in that. I think it's really, really important to follow your dreams, to take the fear that you have and to conquer that fear. Conquering that fear is so important. To take yourself out of that fear-based bubble that we put ourselves in. And like conquering it. Like when I first started doing karaoke, I mean, I would have to get drunk, stinking drunk, and get up there, and I would make a mistake, and I would go off the floor, and I would literally walk off the stage, and I'll never do that again. And I got so angry at myself. But getting over the fear of it, I soon began not having to get drunk and singing. I'm still fearful. Every time I get up there, I'm still fearful that I'm going to make a mistake. But now I really don't give a damn if I make a mistake or not. That's what it is all about life. That's what it is all about, living the dreams that we wish Always. And I'm going to, I'm going to sign off in a few moments. But the thing is this. Doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what's happened in your life. Never give up your dreams. And sometimes you may not accomplish that dream, but you'll replace it with another dream. And another dream, and another dream. And keep dreaming. Keep dreaming, because every time you go and dream and you try to manifest that dream in your life, whether you're successful or not, it changes who you are. It's an amazing process. I want to thank everyone that has watched this or that will watch this in the future. Thank you for all of your support and your love. And I just want to say, please, walk in peace, love, and joy. And find kindness in your life. And give out kindness and compassion. Thank you very much for watching this. I really, really appreciate this. Thank you.